Welcome back. Unorthodox Logic with Marv. I appreciate you joining me, family. Listen, it's imperative, it's important, it is vital. It is vital, it is vital. You like, subscribe, share the videos. I need y'all to like, subscribe, and share the videos. I need y'all to like, subscribe, and share the podcast in general because it's a message that we need to get out, and it is becoming crunch time at this point. It's crunch time. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't been up on it, if you haven't understood what's been going on, I'm not gonna bash you about it, but it's crunch time. Now, some may say this episode is a little too early, but don't worry. I am gonna rehash some more information later on, but we need to talk about this. We need to talk about blind voters and why they are a danger to the movement. You see, a lot of times we spend time arguing with these people because they're trying to put shit on a plate and serve it to us and have us think that it's flaming young. Or have us think it's King Lobster Tail for the surf and turf people out there. I'm a surf person. So we have to discuss the mentality of these people. We have to discuss how to deal with these people. And we have to discuss where their place is going to be going forward. So, the blind voters, let's first take it into steps. How do some of these people even feel about voting? How some people even feel about voting? See, some people feel like, hey, there's people who sacrificed it all, or this is what they say. In reality, they just some scared niggas. I'm going to tell you this now. Hey, it's people who died for my right to vote. It's an insult to not vote. Motherfucker, they died for you to have the option to vote. They died for you to use your vote as power. Use your vote in exchange for something. So when these people were fighting to vote, they were dealing with Jim Crow laws, segregation, things of that nature. So in order to end those, in order to elevate themselves, they needed the right to vote to get people in office that will help them do that. So with that mentality, they were willing to die for that. They were willing to die to elevate their circumstances. So how are you telling me that what you're doing is equivalent to what they did? How? You see, because that's what a lot of y'all like to confuse that. I noticed that. A lot of y'all like to confuse that. Y'all like to say, hey, it's people out here that died for my opportunity to vote. I'm not going to squander that. No. They didn't die just to vote. They died and they got beaten because they understood what a vote meant. They understood that as a vote, we need to elevate ourselves. This vote was for some tangible, it was a tangible exchange. It was like, hey, right now the point of segregation is to give us the shitty shit, they get the better shit. If we integrate, we'll get the better shit with them because they're not going to give their kids the shitty shit. They were wrong. We're not going to discuss the segregation integration thing. We'll talk about that in a later podcast. I'm actually going to write that down now. We're gonna write that down. Segregation versus integration. I'm gonna write that down because I'm gonna do a podcast on that. See, what I do is I like to feed off myself when I do these podcasts. So that's the thought process they had. And it wasn't just about segregation. It was economic advancement, things of that nature. The point is they knew if through the politics of things, they can get things done. Malcolm did things through the grassroots. He get things done. The two of them the two tandems of those two would be able to help get things done. That was the point of getting the votes going. Even Malcolm knew that. The problem is you people today, you scary niggas today, have turned it into some form of obligation to only vote for the Democratic Party. My ancestors died for me to vote, so I'm gonna vote no matter who's on the ticket. Your ancestors were some suckers. If they told you that shit, your ancestors were some bitch ass motherfuckers. If they told you that shit. Sorry, y'all, I didn't eat all day. I haven't eaten in 5 days, man. I'm eating some macaroni and some mashed potatoes. Lost 10 pounds. I was that sick. But the ancestors pulled me through, made sure I got good. But anyway, your ancestors didn't fight for that. I know they didn't tell you no shit like that. You just turned it into that because you've been a scary nigga all your life. You see, your ancestors understood the power of their vote back then, but that's not the same times that we're in today. They were just trying to get grounding, get their feet on the ground back then. Now, we're trying to make sure we get on an even playing field. We can't get on an even playing field because there was a system that was built to keep us off the playing field. Fuck even letting us on the playing field. They didn't give us the worst position in the playing field. They wanted to keep us completely off the playing field. Every now and then they'll let a token nigga come on over. Hey, man, yeah, you come play with us. You can come play with us. Hey, you got to play by our rules, though. And if you don't, we're going to kick you out the game. And that's what they do. And they find a way to kick you out the game. They'll drain your money. They try to do that to Michael Jackson. They'll throw charges on you like Bill Clinton. Whether they knew of the charges a long time ago, but when they became useful to use, whatever the case may be. I'm not talking about anyone's innocence or guilt when it comes to Bill Cosby. Michael Jackson was innocent. But the fact of the matter is, when white supremacy is done with their tools or done with their toys, they break them. They break their toys. In the words of Professor Black Truth of the Black Channel. No, I'm sorry, excuse me. Jason Black. I don't know why I always do that. In the words of Jason Black, white supremacy always breaks its tools, man. They never let their tools stick around. Now, Diamond and Silk, for example, talking about they experienced racism at Fox News. As the black community, we don't give a fuck. Suffer. But it's just to show y'all what they do when you coon out. There's no retirement plan or there's no pension plan for cooning. There was a sheriff who had sexual allegations put up on him, who had to resign from his position. This is the same motherfucker who was, anti-black and was cooning it out. I can't think of his name. It doesn't matter. They all interchangeable, to be completely honest with you. You got to understand that there is no long-term servitude with white supremacists. You even see the fading away of a Tommy Lauren because they realize, this chick was just getting clicks. Of course, don't get me wrong, she's reverted back to white supremacy. She opted out. She was just complaining in a video that, again, Jason Black broke down on the business superbly. She was complaining in the video how she can't seem to find a suitable companion. She realized she's over that hill of a young, hot broad, and now she's at that age where those 50-year-old guys ain't checking for her no more. So, they threw her to the wayside, and now she's struggling, her and her little friends. Whatever. The point is, when white supremacy is done with their tools, they break them. Candace Owens, you're going to see slowly fade into the abyss or start sliding more closer to the left side of things. She will never be fully left side. She'll just be right center or center right, however you want to say that shit. Most people are in the center. They just lean a little to the left or lean a little to the right. That's all it is. There are some extremists. Don't get me wrong. Them tree-hugging motherfuckers and shit like that. Those are extremists. The same way with those gun-toting motherfuckers, they extremists as The point is, because I want to get back to my overall point of the voting thing. The point is, when you dealing with systematic white supremacy, and when you dealing with a system that's held you back and held your ancestors back and just held you guys back for so long, there needs to be a correction. A lot of times, I'm not talking about. I'm going to give you another point, but in society, we're going through a correction, and typically it's an overcorrection. So what happens is you were wrong for so long, you got to fix it. So what you do is you overdo it. You know what I mean? So you overdo it until people get tired of you overdoing it, then they scale your ass back, and then you kind of get it corrected. So right now, what's happening is it's time to correct the black community. The issue is they're not willing to accept an overcorrection because they know an overcorrection in their eyes is called, to them, it's an overcorrection. Let me put it like that. To those people that oppose the elevation or the equality of black people, to them, any correction is an overcorrection. Let me be very clear on that. So they oppose the correction to elevate black people to an even playing field because they understand that at an even playing field, most of them have no fighting chance to prosper. And then they also oppose of us totally disconnecting from them because if we disconnect from them, we take our culture with us and they can't profit off our culture anymore. Being mediocre is depressing. Being unaccomplished is depressing. When you can find success outside your own culture, you can then tell your culture to kiss your ass. Let me help you understand that. There are people who become rebellious to their culture because their culture has such a high standard, they're not willing to go deal with that. They don't want to be doctors, lawyers, and, whatever you want to fucking call it, CEOs of their grandparents' company. They don't want to do that shit. They seen something cooler growing up, and it's that black culture. So they figure, hey, let me just reject my culture, fully embrace this black culture, get myself embedded in it, and then when I get tired of it, I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of it and go back to my white supremacist ways. Some people stay lifelong, Eminem stayed lifelong, whatever. But the point is, these people, when it comes to voting, they like to use these excuses, because I went off on a tangent. They like to use these just bogus excuses of why we have to vote for Kamala and Joe Biden. Fuck both of them. Fuck Trump. I ain't voting for neither one. Fuck them. If we get 4 more years of Trump, so be it. The point is, black people have been voting for the Democratic Party for almost 100 years. We got to stop saying 60 years, y'all. It's not the fucking early 2000s. We 2 decades from the early 2000s at this point. So it's not 60. It's more closer to 80, 100 years at this point. So we've been voting for this party and we've gotten nothing in return. Nothing. We've gotten nothing in return. We got their idea of repaying us for our efforts is trickle down policies. Anything where they say, hey, we're going to help as many people as possible, and it's supposed to help those most disenfranchised, meaning black people. So if we help everybody, and it'll help you guys the most. That is the trick they pull on us. The problem is the trickle down never happens. It never happens. Motherfuckers in the dominant society truly think that we get free college education because we're black. Dog, college wasn't free for me. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Y'all just saying shit just because y'all heard it on Fox News. That's why it is vital that we separate ourselves as black Americans, because immigrant blacks get free college. Immigrants in general get the free college. They get over here on a college scholarship just for coming here. We don't get that shit by being born in America. The Democrats have done nothing but undermine American citizens, especially black American citizens. They undermine us, and then they sit here and say these model minorities, because what they like to do is lump us in with other minorities, but we don't get the same privileges and the same economic stimulus packages as these minorities. I found out recently that, which I knew the reservations been getting money. I found out they get some of these reservations around here in particular. I didn't ask the specific tribe, but they get 2 stimulus packages a year of $2,000 a year. So they get an extra $4,000 a year just for being Indian. They get free land just for being Indian. And if you marry into that, you get if you marry into that and birth children, your children get that too. So they save it up for you until you turn 18. So you get that $4,000 a year till you turn 18. Once you turn 18, you get that money as a lump sum. And then once you get that money as a lump sum, let's do some math. So you get $4,000 a year for 18 years waiting on you. So let's say $4,000 a year for 18 years waiting on you. That's $72,000. So you get $72,000 waiting on you by the time you graduate high school, right? So then after you get that $72,000, you still get $4,000 a year plus whatever you make in your income. Stop telling us what we deserve for what work we did. Black Americans built this country. I know y'all love saying immigrants helped build. They ain't build shit. They came over here when shit got popping. They ain't come over here when we did. Y'all gotta stop listening to these motherfuckers tell y'all that shit. Oh, immigrants are the backbone of this country. They helped build this country. They're the reason why this country has been so phenomenal. Immigrants wouldn't have came here had they known what the fuck was going on. Immigrants wouldn't have came here if we ain't had this shit ready for them. So that's what it is. Y'all need to understand that. Immigrants wouldn't have came here if black people didn't build the economy for them to come here too. See, y'all say this was a land of opportunity, but nobody was getting this land ready for the opportunity but the black Americans. So had this land not be prepared for the land for opportunity, you motherfuckers would have stayed over where y'all was at and got that shit popping. And then all you little dusty ass immigrants that stay in my mentions always talking that goofy shit. How about y'all talk about why y'all country ain't popping, motherfucker? Y'all people living in shanty towns. Y'all so, oh, black is gold, black is rich, Africa is this, Africa is that. Well, why the fuck y'all keep bringing y'all dusty asses over here? Y'all come over here where we got it popping at. Y'all come over here and use the resources that we made available for y'all little dusty asses. Talking about Pan-Africanism. Fuck Pan-Africanism. We ain't on that no more. We on Black American. Foundational Black Americans. That's what we about. We not fucking with y'all right now. We gonna do our own thing right here, right now. And when we get our shit the way we want to get our shit, then we may open up the door and talk to y'all again. But for now, y'all do what y'all do. Because all y'all do is undermine Black Americans with y'all goofy shit. So fuck you. If you on that. This isn't a one thing applies all. So, because I don't want to keep going on these tangents about voting. These people typically vote for these Democrats. And they get into this mentality thinking that, hey, the trickle down is going to be the thing that helps us. They keep saying trickle down. Hey, it's going to affect us disproportionately because we were disproportionately disenfranchised when this new thing is going to help us disproportionately. Well, they've been saying that and we haven't seen the results. So why do y'all think we need to still believe in that? It's called benign and neglect. They tell us that shit, don't do shit, tell us they promise that you're going to do it next time we vote for them. And it keeps happening. So now what they're scared is they done sent out Joe Biden's old feebled ass. This man is half delusional, half don't know what the fuck going on half the time. This man is fucking, he's lost it. He lost his fucking mind completely. They done sent his old gimpy ass out. Then they sent out Kamala Harris, who's supposed to be black, but she already didn't hire 2 people in her cabinet, and they already non-black people. It's 2 women, Indian women, which is what she identifies as. Half Jamaican, half Asian, whatever the fuck. She's all over the place. She can't even get her fucking race correct. So I'm not even sitting here about to try and even entertain that kind of goofy shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's the shit she's on. So we supposed to just go ahead and bow down to that. Whatever. Anyway. So these people vote for these Democrats, and Democrats do the banana neglect, and they keep telling us they're going to do it next time. They're going to catch us next time. They're going to catch us next time. Well, in 2016, we decided to say, well, nah, no more next time. We're going to go ahead and just either vote third party or hold our vote. Some of us voted third party, like me. Some people held their vote completely. Understandable. That's okay. So now 2020 has swung around. We have 4 years of Trump. He has been an abysmal president. This man is petty. I laugh at a lot of shit he do because I think it is absolutely funny. I don't care how y'all feel about me laughing. You motherfuckers sitting here thinking, oh, people's lives are being affected. Well, black lives have been affected for a very long time. Y'all didn't give a fuck either. So I don't give a fuck. Y'all can kiss my ass. I want y'all to understand that. Please understand that fully. Y'all didn't give a fuck about black people, so why the fuck do I give a fuck about y'all? It's that simple. I don't go high when they go low. I take it right to the flow with them, and I do a couple push-ups while I'm down there. So these people typically vote for Democrat, and they get nothing for it, but it helps them feel good thinking they did the moral thing. That's what the Democrats like to play with. They like to play with morals. They like to say, hey, the moral thing to do is do this. Fuck all that. The moral thing to do was to not send niggas to jail, and y'all did it anyway. So I don't give a fuck about what y'all think. What moral compass? I'm not operating off y'all moral compass. Are you kidding me? See, that's the problem. Y'all operating off the moral compass of the enemy. The enemy is gonna have you thinking like, hey, the moral compass is this. We need to understand that we need to do this, and this. This is the moral compass. So if this is the moral compass and this is what we should expect y'all to do, then hey, let's go ahead and have y'all do this. No, nigga. No. No. We not doing that. Are y'all crazy? We not doing that. I'm not spoiling y'all. Fuck out of here with that shit. So, because I wanted to let y'all breathe in that moment right there. Understand, you can't operate off the enemy's morals. So they have you vote for them, give you nothing, and it's a never-ending cycle. So here we are. They're using, again, as they always do, fear-mongering. They're like, hey, Trump has lied 100,000 times. Well, how long y'all been? Well, Trump lied that many times in 4 years. How much y'all lied in 100? Trump has said some hateful things. Y'all wrote hateful policies. I need y'all to understand the policies that we want reversed were written by the Democrats. See, what I don't do is I don't do that goofy shit of, hey, like Angela Stanton does this, Candace Owens does this kayak girl, whatever the fuck, Kim Kayak girl who's running for Congress out in Baltimore, she does this as well. What they tend to do is they'll say straight truthful shit about the Democratic Party. Straight truthful shit about black people and how they've been affected by the Democratic Party. Their solution is where we run into a huge wall. Their solution is running to the Republican Party. Their solution is running to the Republican Party as if they're any better. That's where they lose me. Candace Owens could have led a black movement. Angela Stanton could be in the running for a black movement. The way that they can articulate themselves and the stuff that they can, and the information they give off of awakening black people. The problem is they the guise that they fall under is white supremacy. So they will sit here and tell you 100 truthful things about the Democrats. Hey, this can help the black community. And then here comes this fucking meteor of stupidity when it comes to them two of saying, hey, join the Republicans. They're right. Let's join the suspected white supremacists because that's where it's supposed to be. I don't know about this Kim Kayak chick. She was on the Tariq Leak show, and this bitch is a bed wench like a motherfucker. Hell no. She isn't the answer, Baltimore. I promise you. Her little ad was 100% correct. But again, when you lose me when you tell me go run off to the Republicans. It's not a two-party system anymore. Y'all need to understand that. It is not a two-party system anymore. This is the year we prove it. It is tangibles or nothing. It don't matter if your great grandma got her ass whooped on the Edmund Peterson Bridge. Don't matter if your great grandfather got his ass whooped on that bridge. I know you love them. They survived. They went on to have your mama or daddy, and then they went on and had your grandma or whoever, and they went on to have their kids, and they went on to have you. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Hold your vote for tangibles. Hold your vote for tangibles. If you are so obligated to vote, vote third party so you can let the Democrats understand that we are not fucking with them anymore. And the reason why we're coming at the Democrats is because that's who we gave our loyalty to. That's who we gave our expectations to. And they are the ones that failed us. The Republicans didn't fail us because we're not their voting base. Understand this. Yes, in theory, anyone serving office is supposed to serve all people. But in practice, we understand that if you are a Republican, you serve Republicans. If you're a Democrat, you serve Democrats. So when we went and punched our vote for Democrats, they were supposed to serve us as Democrats. They didn't do that. They failed us. Therefore, they owe us. We have an issue with them. Our issue is with them. That does not mean go run off with the Republicans. Just because a motherfucker cheats on you, that don't mean go run off with a motherfucker who beats you. It means you say, I'm not fucking with either one of y'all. That's what you do. So, those blind voters, I want to talk about them because it's two types. It's the ones that's going to just vote for their party, and then there's ones that, look, I just vote for these people because this is what I was told to do. You know what I mean? If you want to tell me something different, teach me something different, then, holla at me. Those are the people I want. Unfortunately, I wish they were more involved, but all right, whatever. You don't want to be involved. Like my brothers, both my older brothers, absolutely useless when it comes to politics. One absolutely wouldn't vote if I asked him to. The other one would at least do that if I asked him to. So, what we need to do is, people like my younger brother, not my youngest, because my youngest brother, his birthday is actually today, now that y'all hearing it. So, if y'all know my youngest brother, make sure y'all wish him a happy birthday, young boy, 17. Make sure I pull him under my wing a little more, get him gamed up. I can't have Meyer being game goofy. Anyway, like my younger brother, people like him, you just be like, look, man, I need you to go vote for this person. That's it. Boom. Here's a list of people you vote for. Boom, 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 boom. Take that. Here you go. That is what you do with him. Because that way you can get numbers on your side. If you tell people, look, we got a voting base. This is the problem. We don't have a block. We don't have a voting block. As a whole, as a community. We got motherfuckers who want to go be outliers. We got motherfuckers who want to be Republicans. We got motherfuckers that's going to be staunch Democrats. We got motherfuckers like, yo, I ain't in the voting process at all. Whatever, nigga. I'm looking at it like this. Who can we gather, become a voting block? It can be locally, however you want to do it. I say start locally. Become a voting block Go to each candidate and say, are you going to provide tangibles for my community? I don't give a fuck if it's 5 candidates. You contact 5 candidates, you say, look, man, I got 3,000 votes. Especially in a city election, something like that, that can swing you like a motherfucker. Look, man, I got 3,000 voters right now. Depending on the size of the city, I want to hash that out real quick. I'm in a small city. My city has about 40,000 people in it. About anywhere between 7,000 to 8,000 people vote. At most, we get 10. 3,000 is a third of that. That can literally carry you through an election. So, if I come to someone and be like, look, I got 3,000 votes that I can give to you, but in order for me to give that to you, what are you going to give us? What do you need? A lot of times in a small, what do you need? They're going to ask you, what do you need? You better have something you need. You don't just go to people saying, I want you to give me something, and they ask you what you need. You're like, well, what you can offer? Now they know, all right, this nigga ain't that serious. I can go ahead and tell him some bullshit, grab these 3,000 votes, and never have to do shit for them ever again. Don't be that motherfucker. So you better know what you need. Like, my city needs a fucking community center. You know what I mean? For our kids, we need a fucking community center. So whatever you got, whatever you say, look, I got 3,000 votes. What you gonna do for us? They hit you with whatever you need. You state your demands. Boom. They're like, all right, cool. It's done. Handshake on the deal. Because that's all you can give is handshake deals. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't got to share their post. You ain't got to do none of that. You hit your network up, say, look, this is who we voting for. Come voting day. Punch the ticket for this person. This is what we're going to get for this person. Punch the ticket for them. They get in, celebrate. Ha, thank you. Yeah. Get acclimated, get sworn in, all that good stuff. Then you just, wait their turn. Be like, all right, cool. All right, all right, now we told you we need this. What's the issue? Who's blocking you from getting this? Well, this city councilman and this city councilman and this city councilman is actually blocking it. Okay, when are they up for re-election? You can look that up on your own. You can ask them, oh, this person's up this time. There actually is, 4 seats are up this year. Okay, cool. Don't worry about that. 3,000 votes in a city council for 30,000 people. Trust me, that's the whole fucking election. You know what I mean? Hey, we need to get this person out of office, get these people in. Let's get it done. Now you go to those candidates first. Who's going to go ahead and go forward with the community center? Let's just say that first candidate I talked about was the mayor. The second, now we're talking about the city councilman. Who's going to go forward with our community center? All right, 3 people say yeah. All right, I got 3,000 votes for each one of y'all. Boom. Punch the clock. Punch the ticket. Those 3 people get in. All right, where our community center at? Draw up legislation for our community center immediately. Now, let's say you get those people in and they say, you know what, we ain't got to do shit. We in office now. Next term, swing their asses right out. Next up, who's going to get our community center? You, and you? Okay. We need you to go after this person's seat. We need you to go after this person's seat. We need you to go after this person's seat. And we need you to run for mayor. In one fell swoop, you get all the motherfuckers out of office. That is how you can use blind voters in a voting block. That is how you can use those people to your advantage. That is a tangible and a reasonable way of doing it on a local level. On a local level. You can do that shit for Congress, legislators, Senate. You could do it for whatever. You can do that. Of course, you're going to need more than 3,000 people the further you move up the chain. The higher you go up, the more you're going to need people. You see what I'm saying? Like, for the governor, unfortunately, those people in downstate New York just love them some Andrew Cuomo. It is fucking sickening. In upstate New York, just don't think we have the numbers to vote him out, and we do. We have the numbers to vote him out. But y'all don't want to participate because y'all just give up. These niggas is in my goddamn mentions. They get on my nerves. Anyway, blind voters are extremely useful. Y'all got to understand that. They got to be just willing to vote. If they're willing to vote, They're useful. If they're not even willing to vote, they're not useful, and that's fine. Get them the fuck out of here. That's fine. Get them the fuck out of here. So, we also need to understand a few things when it comes to these blind voters or just voters in general. Over these, because I want to tell you what y'all about to deal with over these next couple months. Because we got how many months into the election's November? We're in what, August? 3 months? Less than 3 months actually, because we down there. August almost over. Shit, we got about 11 days, 11, 12 days in August. So let's just say, we got 2.5 months into the election. There are people who are arguing that we should be able to mail-in vote. Motherfucker, you are trying to send children back to school. Fuck a mail-in vote. Take your adult ass down to the voting booth and vote in person. I'm not with mail-in voting if y'all sending kids to school. Now, if y'all was keeping kids out of school, shit was still closed down. All right, man, you know what? Let's continue to be safe and let's go ahead and do mail-in vote. But y'all are not trying to be safe. So why the fuck do y'all need mail-in voting? You're not trying to be safe. You don't give a fuck about safety. Fuck that shit. Take your asses down to the voting booth the same way the kids got to take their ass to school. Mine's is working virtually 100%. I'm not sending my children to school, but I know I'm fortunate in being able to do that. Nonetheless, however, take your ass to the voting booth. Now, over these next 2.5 months, you're going to deal with people calling you a Trump supporter. You're going to deal with people calling you a grifter, all types of names to try and shame you into voting. They're going to say you hate black women. If you just don't want to see black women win, just say that. You're going to hear a lot of that goofy shit. Ignore it all. Don't give a fuck about none of it. Tell them to kiss your ass. You're going to vote in your best interest, or you're going to hold your vote in your best interest. It's that simple. The Democrats and the Republicans have not given you a candidate that you can have confidence is going to do anything for you. Therefore, you do not need to vote for them. No matter what anyone says. Fuck them. Fuck them with a long dick. You hear me? So be prepared to deal with that. Understand that's just what it is. That's what you got to deal with. It's going to be something you're going to have to continue to deal with. It's okay. As long as you stay rock solid focused, as long as you stay confident in what you're talking about, you won't have to deal with much. I promise you. All right? Man, I thank y'all for tuning in this week. I appreciate y'all. I've been sick, but I was still able to get this episode done, so that was the main thing for me. Marv's World Radio is coming. If you know any rappers, singers, things of that nature, have them send me their music, marsworldradio@gmail.com, things of that nature. So we're going to get there, people. We're going to get there. No worries. All right? So y'all keep tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that. I need y'all to share this. I need y'all to share it. We need to get this out to as many people as possible. Maybe I need to do a contest or something that's going to get y'all more motivated. I don't want y'all to secretly be listening to this and stuff like that. Even share it in text message shit. If you one of them motherfuckers, you one of them half a scary niggas. Whatever you need to do, share it. Let's get this shit spread. Let's get these numbers all the way up so we can make sure we continue to build and continue to do things for the black community. Black first, black always. You understand me? All right, man. Peace.